So we finally got to the China Square. As you can see, the Nyali Bazaar. So there's a contact there, 0728 99 88 77. This is basically for decoration. So any ladies in the house should consider visiting these. Visit these at 108 Kenya shillings. 180 Kenya shillings. 800 Kenya shillings. Out of these lanes, so one of the lanes that is mainly crowded is the beauty lane. So the one that got. So I'm referring to this. The display 2000. So this is the display. We probably noticing difference in pricing and difficult already. Then to this spot, 145,000 Kenya. So this is how beautiful the Nyali is. So this is the way into the China Square. Taking you around the ground floor. my good friend. My name is Matel, and that is Mombasa Start. A very beautiful day, of course, this is. Today I'll be leading you to one of the best auction kayaks, and here we are. Very beautiful day, of course, this is. Welcome back to Max Gamble TV. Subscribe it now as I head you through the Mombasa city. Today I'll be heading to Nyali from Likoni, where I have got to showcase the Chinese Square, the Chinese Square of Nyali, Mombasa Chinese Square. So come with me as we head you through the amazing streets of Mombasa. To my right is the Kongoya market. So that is the Biashara street market. From here we now headed to Buxton. From Buxton you can access Technical University of Mombasa. kilometers to Kongowea. Tononoka Children's Court. So just before Buxton, the Tononoka Children's Court. So we finally got to Buxton to my right. From this junction, this path heads to the Technical University of Kenya. The right heads to Kongowea Mtwapa Bamburi. This will still lead back to the CBD. We'll be taking the right turn. We'll be taking the right turn to Nyali, to Kongowea, then to Nyali. So we'll be proceeding the cycling. I've mentioned the Technical University of Kenya is to my right, my left hand. We'll be taking stage. So you should expect to see the super Nyali bridge. I'm not certain about the length though, it's amazing. So in 2 minutes time we'll be at Nyali bridge. So this is where the stretch of the Nyali beach starts from. I hope you can notice that beautiful. You can compare this to the Gokondo bridges. Very extensive. This is about a kilometer long bridge, as I can tell. So there are several suicidal cases often reported here. So that's the main kind of experience from the Nyali bridge. Look how beautiful it is. So the Nyali bridge is that extensive. Looking good. We almost at Nyali. If you be in time, we'll be right at Kongowea. Then from Kongowea we'll be taking the right turn to Nyali. Square market. The market is to my left. So in a short while we'll be headed to the Chinese Square, the Mombasa China Square. We'll be showcasing the different pricing, the difference in pricing. So it's believed that the Chinese Square got affordable products of lower prices. So that's what we are just about to find out. So we finally got to the China Square. As you can see, the Nyali Bazaar. So there's a very beautiful day indeed this is. So today we're coming live from Mombasa, Kenya. This is Nyali, Mombasa. And we are at the famous Mombasa Chinese Square. So that was just opened a few weeks ago. So the China Square Nyali Bazaar. Contact there 0728 99 88 77. We'll be getting into and I'll be showcasing you, I'll be showing you the pricing of every product within the Nyali China Square. So come with me. So the entire Nyali Square looks so beautiful. I'm looking for parking space for my vehicle, my Mercedes Benz. So all these are parking spaces, and there's a specific spot for reserved for such machines. So these are very few here. So this is the basement parking.
Unit heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound on Highway 99.
Can you give me more info on that call? Just clearing another call. I'm headed over there. Closing fast on a vehicle that matches the description. That reported party. All units go to condition 2. Pilot into Atlantic, stand by. I'm gonna try to get in front of this guy, slow him down. Sierra 16, 1023 with the pursuit.
Bicycles in German and motorized. So too fast. So I'm going to see what happens at the ground floor. So this is the ground floor. We've got the first and second floor of the China Square. So the China's main entrance. There's China Square main entrance. There's an exit. Ganged up here, I guess the pricing is that. So basically, I'd like us to compare. So let's start from here. The prices from, so what are these? 1,000. So these are 1,050, 795. So basically we've not been paid to advertise this, although I find at 404 Kenya shillings, beautiful flowers. 405. I don't know what these are. 1,200 Kenya shillings. I'm not very sure what those are actually. So okay, I guess this on 950 Kenya shillings. I guess I'll buy this. So this is for flowers. So these are basically for decoration. So any ladies in the house should consider visiting these. This looks good. 995. It's 995. The flowers. So these are not my things. So that is not for the men. So let's get to the second row. So all these are flowers, as I can see. As you can all see, 800 Kenya shillings for such flowers. And from this end you've got 285 Kenya shillings. So these are for the lovebirds. 500 Kenya shillings for those flowers. So that looks 1,400 Kenya shillings for those flowers. So I've got to know the prices for this. The price tags for these flowers are not yet indicated, but they look good. 2,500 Kenya shillings to get those beautiful flowers. So what's this? A flower bucket, something of this. That's all. So this goes for 2,800 Kenya shillings. Then what are these? Are these wires? So these wires are selling for 470 shillings. Oh, not wires. These are also flowers. Okay. So let's get to the third, electronics. $9,000 for this hoofah, 15,000. So what's the difference? Electronics, 3,800 for a tripod. I can't actually, so for the mouse it goes for 1,000 Kenya shillings. 200, you've got one at 200 Kenya shillings, though most of which have been taken. USB cables at 340 Kenya shillings. Still at the keyboard at 4,000. So that looks expensive. 4,000. We got one at 4,300 odd. Then just strap for this for content creator 1,400. Straps for content creation. 1,800. CCTV camera at 2,700. CCTV cameras. These are 340 Kenya shillings. Is this a microphone at 1,900? So these are affordable. Then for content creators again, kit This is a camera. So this is a folder. It is for 1,000 Kenya shillings. That's for holding cameras for vloggers. I doubt whether it comes with the microphone double sided. So that. So okay, so these are display of what's in here for 1,000 Kenya shillings. So this is still for the content creators at 9,900. Then this could be Kemiso, a microphone, 1,600. So I feel that the pricing is that fair compared to the other supermarkets. So let's get to the fourth. And see what's here. The perfumes at 150 Kenyan shillings. 100 Kenyan shillings you can smell good. Is this perfume? So these are the perfume at 100 Kenyan shillings. You'll be smelling all good. At 75 Kenyan shillings, you'll have your lips done. At 75. Sorry. At 358. So already. So this ladies things. 160. Lipstick 75 shillings. Nail 75 shillings. Then where are these? At 250,000, 225 Kenyan shillings you get this. So this is for makeup. 275, 215, 215. $400 for the facials. $240 for the perfumes. $155 for those perfumes. So this is just a sample. $195 for the aloe vera. And at this point is all crowded. All crowded. Kenyans like cheap things. Kenyans indeed like cheap stuff. So let's get to 850. What are those? USB aroma. Okay. Amazing flowers. So these flowers goes for 155 Kenya shillings. Is this possible? 155. So that's the best one. So let me take you through this flower section. 2,500 Kenya shillings. And this is 185 Kenya shillings. 1,000 Kenya shillings for that flower. 1,000. So most flowers here are 1,000. So this section, 2,000. All this for an average of 2,000. They look beautiful. But you don't have to buy this if you live in a bed sitter. So this is for not for bed sitters. Please, wale wa bed sitter, hapa si kwenu. Then 2,000. At least if you've got a one-bedroom house, you can consider having one of these flowers. Oh, look beautiful. So let's check out the flowers at this point. An average of 1,000 Kenyan shillings to get these flowers. What else? So let's get to the toys section. Symbol. So I can see the price tags of the price tags are here. Wait, 3,000. Okay, these are for 4,000 Kenyan shillings. 4,000 all this. I doubt if I can I'll ever buy such a thing. Then 700 Kenya shillings. So these are toys. Generally, these are toys. 700 Kenya shillings. Why would someone buy this? But experience in Kenya shillings, you have yourself these flowers. I've also noticed beautiful flowers at this end. I've got to show you the pricing. The pricing is at 325 Kenya shillings. So from here, let's go upstairs. So come with me to the first floor. So I'm interested in the pricing here, but to see the difference. So we headed to the first floor, to the left. Let's see what's in the first floor. If you are taller than me, you should mind your head. So that's a caution meant for bragging. So let's move to the first floor. Mind your head. So here we are at the first floor. So let's see. So Kenyans really like cheap things. So see how many Kenyans are at this spot. So we've got about more than 30,000 people shopping. So these are bed sheets. The bed sheets. So at 2,000 Kenya shillings, you get yourself a bed cover, a curtain, that is. 1,400, you get yourself again this curtain. The pricing looks good. So that is for the curtain. Kindly do not sit. So how much for the seat? So this seat goes for 185,000. Apple. So that's the most expensive seat I've seen so far. I've got to buy myself one of these at 8,000. A seat at 8,000. This also looks classy at 8,000. Then to this spot, we've got to 145,000 Kenya shillings. Then how about this? 108,000 Kenya shillings. So we've got the Chinese sticks for cooking and spoon inclusive. So you should consider visiting this place. The pricing are not that bad. So how much for this seat? This is already sold out. So we're still at the furniture section. The furniture section, I guess these are sold out. Before coming out, I'll have to find myself one of the cheapest things, and it should be less than 100 Kenya shillings. So this round table goes for 11,000 Kenya shillings. 11,000. This for 32,000. 11,000. 11,000. So these are not. I'm guessing these are on sale. How much for these? 30,000 Kenya shillings. So this is for the. Why is this that expensive? 120,000 Kenya shillings. So we don't need the disabled to walk, since this is the most expensive item of 45,000 Kenya shillings. So they're making it that expensive for the disabled. That's not fair. 14,000. 2,000 Kenyan shillings. I don't know what these are, since I've never owned one. So I'll just be telling you the pricing, since I don't know what some of these things are. Wale wa bedsitter, we could not be. LED wall lamp, 2,000 shillings. 250,000 shillings. 250 Kenyan shillings, not 1,000, I mean. So this section we head to again. So let's go to the next floor. 100 Kenyan shillings, 1,000. 740,000 shillings. 740 shillings. 830 for this lighting. 830. So for the mirrors, 13,000 for this mirror. Okay, 22,000 for that mirror. Content creators, how much will you go for here? So this is at 1,700. We should be getting to the next floor, the Dora mattress. We've got the section of the Dora mattress, so let me find out what's the pricing for a mattress here. 37,000 for a mattress. I'd rather just use my current mattress than afande pia anafanya purchase. So I do not wish to mention this, though I've noticed a little of I did not talk about that. So I'm looking for electronic steel. $2,000 Kenyan shillings. So these are for curtains. So these are the display. 2,000. So this is the display for the curtains. 5,000. Another 5,000. So these are curtains. 960. $7,000. So the curtains are but affordable, as I can see. At the end, I'll be showing you what I've managed to buy for myself. We've got at 3,000 Kenyan shillings. So these are bed sheets, bed covers. 5,000, 3,000, 4,000. Then we next at for lots of things here. 95 Kenyan shillings. Oh, okay, 95. Wale wa jembe, 2,000 for a spade. 700 for a helmet. So we've now got to get to the electronics. I'm looking for the electronics. I need to see how much they're selling the television sets and something of the sort. For the balls, 700 shillings, you get a good ball. Should I buy one? 1,000 shillings. For whiteboards, you can have one at 2,500 for this whiteboard. For this at 8,000. A bigger whiteboard would go for 9,000. So these are blue one, 1,800 shillings. Then weighing machine, wale wa butcher. So the butcher, if you own a butcher, you should consider these at 4,800. You get a weighing scale at 4,000. The ovens at 8,000. That's for the ovens. The flask at 3,000. I'm looking for electronics. And we've got to compare this to other supermarkets. So in the comments section we'll be having a second video, so have me your opinion. So this is China Square, Mombasa, Kenya. At 100 Kenyan shillings you can brush your shoe. At 55 you can also have your shoe brushed. I tell you, things are cheap here. So these are drawings at 9,000. Fair price of 5,000. Suitcase at 10,000. 10,000 for the suitcases. So we basically at Mombasa, Kenya, Nyali. Mombasa, Kenya, Nyali, China Square. So this Mombasa, Nyali, China Square. It was opened a few weeks ago, and already business is booming here, as you can tell from the number of individuals who have already crowded this place now to make purchases. So the total population So what else would you need to be showcased? I guess the market, the China Square, is still being stocked still. It's not fully stocked. Trade is booming. I've so far noticed so many people here. The pricing here is favorable here. The most dominant product here I've noticed from the first floor are the flowers. And I'm still looking for the electronics. So I can't remember where I parked my vehicle. Gitu bos. Ikut pilih mesin. Asal. So this is the basement parking spot. I'm looking for. I'm confused where I did park my vehicle. Though I'm getting it soon. So I've got to take off and head back to my dwelling place. So this is an extensive view of the basement with lots of parking spaces, as you can see, of the China Square in Nyali, of our closer proximity to Congo, where that is. I've shown you the interior, the pricing. Okay, so finally got to my parking. So that's my car, and we'll be taking off. The makeup things and lipstick ladies are crowding here. The pricing here is that fair, 100 Kenyan shillings. Okay, with 100 Kenyan shillings, I guess you can make yourself beautiful. 400 Kenya shillings for this trunk. For this hoofer, hoofer, 3,000. I've not noticed any television sets. I've not noticed medicine hoofers. So I'm guessing that stocking is still going on. The pricing is that fair, I guess. I bet the pricing is that fair here. So I needed to make purchase, though I've not carried my card with me. So the next time I'll be coming here, I'll ensure that I make at least a purchase. Or should I go with this, the cheapest? At this one I've got to make a purchase and I've got to find myself with an item. The cheapest items I've noticed is a lipstick at 100 Kenya shillings. The most expensive the leather sits at about 100,000 Kenya shillings. I've not noticed the electronics, the televisions. So at the counter I've noticed Chinese, so these people really don't trust Kenyans. You even bring your Chinese to the counter. So there was an exclusive video of China Square, the pricing as you've seen, all fair. So you should consider visiting this. I'm giving you the direction as soon as you land at Kongowea. At Kongowea you take the right turn and head down to the China Square. The pricing is that fair. The cheapest of prices I've noticed is at 100 Kenya shillings. That is for lipstick, and the most of expensive item. So now exiting the China Square. Asante. Twende.